For many, shopping both online and on Black Friday is an annual holiday tradition. But how can you avoid suffering from a debt hangover this season? Well, Anthony Cosentino with Wilde Wealth Management Group joins us today to offer some advice on how to avoid going into the red on Black Friday and beyond. Let's get into this. What is the thing you call real math?
Yeah, definitely. So real math, it's very basic, right? Essentially sitting down and creating a budget. So, putting pen to paper, a lot of people don't think to do so, right? They look at kind of what do I think I can spend, or what do I think I want to try and stay within? And, really it's as simple as sitting down, writing a budget, looking at how much you have to spend, and really making sure that you know what you have available before you go into the stores and start swiping that credit card, right?
There it is. Okay, give us some rules of course, rule of thumb to make sure we're not overspending.
Yeah, so a lot of times, a couple of ways. First is a 1.5 rule, right? So try and spend, within about 1.5% of your gross income. That's kind of a good rule of thumb. But, then really when we talk about rule of thumbs when it comes to gifting, be creative, right? Be selective. Everybody's going to be a little bit different when we're talking about, who are we gifting for, right? Is it a family member, a coworker, a distant friend? Really prioritize as to what do we really want to make sure that who are we giving certain gifts to versus others, and maybe that be a home cooked meal, or maybe it be a handwritten card or something that you make at home, just to try and save a little bit and make it still thoughtful.
I like that. All right, those are good ideas. Okay, but we also need some ideas on of course, making our lists with hidden costs. What are some of the hidden things that we might forget about for our budget and lists?
Yeah, and a lot of people forget about those, right? And we see this for not just Christmas, for birthdays, and whatever the case may be, is you don't think about all the little things, and that being the cards, that's the wrapping paper, right? A card costs $7, $8 nowadays, and you add on wrapping paper on top of that, and your $25 gift you wanted to spend now is $40, right? So it's really a lot of those little things, but also I think what we don't think about is not just the gifts, right? Around holiday times, it's holiday parties, right? It's ugly sweater events, it's white elephant, and making sure if you're gonna have to bring a bottle of wine or bring a dish to a gathering, or bring that ugly sweater or buy a new pair of shoes for for the event that you're going to be at. It's all of those things that we want to make sure to think about, because that really can add up. And once again, a $25 gift going to a $50 gift, and bringing that bottle of wine you don't think about, right? And so very easy to spend a lot more than you initially planned to do so.
Yeah. Anthony, can I ask you, do you suggest don't try to be like the Joneses when it comes to buying those gifts for those parties and stuff where you want to up somebody? Are you really saving money doing that? Are you really setting yourself up for failure?
Exactly. I think that's a great point, because at the end of the day, they're not going to know what you got them a year from now, right? 5 years from now, so you don't need to be the person that brings the nicest gift to the party or the nicest gift for this person. You can be thoughtful in the way that you do it. And as long as it's thoughtful, they're going to be thankful for the gift. And you really don't have to worry about really keeping up with the Joneses from that perspective, and, spending as much as you can so that your gift looks the best, right?
I like it. Okay, budget's all set. I got the list. Now I can just go shopping, right? Just head out there and do it.
Almost, right? And I think that's the biggest thing. You created that budget. Now stick to it, right? And I think that's the hardest part, is you sat down, you did all the hard work, you did the math. Now you know what you think you can spend, and you walk out the door with the credit card. And when you're in the grocery store, or you're in the retail store, right? You go in, you start swiping, you start spending for whatever you think you might want. But really, I think the biggest thing is stick to that list, right? You've got your list for friends, and you've got the lists for gifts, but also, Black Friday, people like to buy things for themselves too, right? So stick to the list that you made, go out, get the things that you want. And if you think you're going to run over budget, bring cash, right? Bring your debit card, bring cash. Really try not to bring the credit card unless you really need to. But, at the end of the day, those card rates, they're going up these days, right? And so people are spending more and more on those cards, and getting more expensive. So also, when it comes to those cards, try and stay away from, everywhere that you go. It's save $10 if you open up this store card, or save 50% here if you do that. And really try and stay away from opening all those different credit cards with these different retailers, because you're never going to use them again, and you're going to end up with these high rates, and you're going to start accumulating interest beyond the new year.
There it is. And of course, smart thing to do is sit down and talk with someone like you, especially when it comes to our finances, when we want to make sure that we're going to be ready for retirement and budget. So, Anthony, where can we find out more about what we just talked about and, of course, getting a hold of you?
Yeah, so the easiest way for us is, give our company a call. It's Wilde Wealth Management Group. We're out here in Scottsdale. We've got multiple locations, but our website is wildewealth.com. That's WILDE wealth.com. So if you have any questions, feel free to hop onto the website. We're all on there. You can connect with us through there. Phone number, emails are on there. Send us an inquiry, and we're happy to help.
Perfect. Anthony, thanks a lot for joining us with these tips.
Yeah, thanks for the time.